How many people do you know who always make it a point to go out of their way for you?
Excuse me, miss, are these your keys?
We know thousands of them.
No.
And they all work here. Shelter Insurance. Auto, home, life.
Ask Agent Nancy Allison about Shelter's great car insurance rates.
Seek shelter today.
Termites attack more than 5 million homes every year and cause over $5 billion in property damage. Don't let this happen to your home. Call me today at Steve's Pest Control and let's get your house protected. I'm going to solve your termite problems. I guarantee it.
Now you got a friend in the pest control business, Steve's Pest Control.
Closed captioning provided by eNet, your pay-as-you-go work comp specialists.
Back here at John and Toby's Custom Home, today we're talking about insulation. We're with Mark Graw from Bolivar Insulation. They do so much more than insulation, but today they're going to show us how everything gets put together for a new construction home. So why don't we go inside, take a look, see what the guys are doing. Let's go, Mark. Inside the home here, we're talking to Mark about insulation. Mark, why don't you walk us through what you do to get a home ready for the insulation process?
Absolutely. The first things that we're going to do in order to prep before the insulation goes in the wall is to put in the wind blocking and the vents to allow for positive roof ventilation.
When you say wind blocking, and talk to me a little bit about this here.
Well, once the lid is hung and we blow insulation in, what you want to do is make sure that the soffit areas can breathe. You don't want to choke that off. It'll cause condensation problems later on down the road.
Okay.
So we go ahead and block off the eaves, intermittently putting in those air channels, allowing air to flow from the soffit into the attic.
Gotcha. So what you're talking about when you say block it, you're actually saying you're going to roll this batted insulation up, stuff it down in here, and that gets it sealed up tight.
That's right.
Gotcha. And then what are these right here?
Those are air chutes. Those are air baffles.
Okay.
They're air channels that allow air from the soffit to go through into the attic.
Gotcha. And you do those every other rafter?
Right,
Is
that's
that correct?
correct.
Okay. And so the air chutes, so you seal up everything around it, but air is still allowed to get through here.
That's right. Positive ventilation out and then through the ridge or gable vents.
Yep.
Allowing that attic to breathe. Once they're done with the ceiling, of course, we'll go all the way through the exterior. You see this, I mean, that's a void that has to be dealt with. Not only will we put insulation in, but we'll go ahead and seal that with the latex caulk.
Gotcha.
And we'll do that in areas that you can see, seams in the plywood as well as around the doors and headers.
Gotcha, okay. So when you get done, this thing's going to be sealed up airtight.
When we get done, once we do that, we can put the thermal insulation in. We can go ahead and complete the envelope with the bat-type material.
And in this particular application, it'll be the faced insulation that gets stapled on here.
That's correct. There'll be a craft face, the craft being a vapor barrier, and we'll go ahead and side staple the insulation in.
Okay, very good.
That way, if the drywallers want to screw and glue their sheetrock, they're able to.
Okay, gotcha. So once all the walls get taken care of, then we can come in here once the inspection has been signed off on there. Once we're done with that, we can put the sheetrock up. Once the sheetrock is complete, then you can actually blow the insulation in.
Come in and blow the ceiling, that's correct.
All right, very good. So there's lots of different applications available to insulate a house. In John and Toby's particular case, for budget and everything, for budget and time, we're doing the batten insulation, what you call craft face, so they could staple those faces into the sides. And that acts as our vapor barrier too. Again, we're doing the wind block and then also the air chutes. And there is one other part to this house that's a little bit unique. So why don't we go downstairs and take a look at that and describe to me what you're going to do in that application.
Okay, sure.
One of the biggest challenges of John and Toby's Custom Home has been the garage area underneath a living space. Some things we actually didn't account for until we were way into the project, but solutions are available to everything. In this particular case, we're going to have a sealed insulated garage door right here. There's a insulated 6-panel steel door right here that gives them access to the outside. And then we're also going to have an exterior door inside the home that seals this area off appropriately too. But the biggest challenge is we have water lines that run right through this space, and there's a living space right above us. So we have a ceiling that needs to be insulated because we don't want any water lines to freeze, plus we don't want the floor in the kitchen to be too cold. So basically, what Mark is going to do, Mark, walk us through what your application is for insulating this area.
Right, the floor, what we're going to do is insulate it with an R30. That'll keep that floor nice and warm.
Okay.
Since this is going to be a conditioned space, you have a heat run coming right into the soffit area. That'll keep the water lines from freezing in the winter.
Okay.
Brought to you in part by Carpet One Floor in Home Columbia. Best brands, best service. The one store for your perfect floor. Forum Christian Church, intentionally connecting people to Jesus. Steve's Pest Control. Now you have a friend in the pest control business. And Withrow Electric. No job too small.